And Josh Allen currently leads the NFL in interceptions this season with 10. 6 of those picks have come on off-target throws, meaning Allen either underthrew or overthrew his receiver, not on the receivers. I'm saying that specifically for Key. 3 of them have come in red zone, which is also tied for the most in the NFL. He's now thrown multiple interceptions in each of his last 3 games. That's the longest streak of his career. Dan, how concerned are you about this recent stretch for Josh Allen and the Bills?
I'm zero concerned about it in relation to Josh Allen. I've seen him be competitively great in situations plenty of times to know that this is a hiccup. Number one, do not take away his stinger. You got to allow this kid to continue to be as aggressive as he needs to be great. I think the second thing is you have really good conversations with him about what's going on. What's happening and why is it happening? What are you seeing? Tell us what your thoughts were, because maybe in those situations, guys, it's like, I really love this play in the first quarter, but in those moments where it's super tight and tense, I don't love this play, so call something different. I think those are the conversations he's having with Ken Dorsey. I will say this, though. Buffalo is one of those teams that you've got to be really good about what other teams think, who or what you are. You know, and you've got to learn who you can be in the postseason and the regular season. You ain't going to win in the playoffs with that mindset. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think those are really important moments for them to learn. Teams pay attention too. Yeah. And they're studying you too. And you got to realize that you can use that time in the regular season to better prepare yourselves and your team for those moments in the postseason.
I love that you tied the play calling into it. And I gave the example, first of all, last week what you said about make the right play, not the good play, right? And I'm getting that right? I think that's a part of what Josh Allen is dealing with right now. And then, too, like, you know I love basketball. Yeah. At times, don't be MJ, be Magic Johnson. Okay. And both still great. One was known as a great distributor of the football, and maybe not always making the splash play or the flashy play. And then at times you need to be Michael Jordan. And we know Josh Allen is capable of being both. This is the same conversation we were having about Patrick Mahomes last year early in the season.
It's the exact same conversation.
Exact same thing. And what Pat did was, all right, let me pull back a little bit. I understand what people are doing.
But that's my point, Marcus, about the team. Last
Realize
year,
that.
In the Bengals game, in the playoffs, the Bengals gave a giant middle finger and said, you ain't going to beat us throwing the football. And Kansas City wasn't ready for it.
Wasn't ready for it. And I get it, Dio. It's such a poignant argument on both ends of it, because one side of your mouth you say, Josh Allen, you got to stop throwing interceptions, because we are not judging you on beating the Dolphins in September or October. We judge, where are we projecting you? Super Bowl.
Or Kansas City in the regular season.
Exactly. Right. We are focused on these things coming back to haunt you when you're going for the ultimate prize based on where we've seen and believe that you can go. So it is something they're going to have to address immediately, Key.
The biggest problem for me, and I play with a lot of quarterbacks with strong arms, and some with not so strong. They get caught up in, I can pierce it. They don't trust. Plus, Dan can tell you, when you're on the field and you're a quarterback, it looks different. Everything's coming at you. The distance from a defensive back to the wide receiver, it's not as far as you think. So when you go to pull that trigger and you cock once, but you staring it down, and then you release it,
it's already closed up.
He's already closed because you've already telegraphed where you're throwing the football. That's one of the things with him. He has some bad issues. I saw him throw the ball back across the field. That's the first thing as a quarterback, Dan. You talk. Don't ever throw the ball back across the damn field.
The thing is, though,
why would you ever do that?
I'm with you on that.
Why would you ever do that?
But the thing, and that's why I think this is such a really good conversation to have, is because I've seen Patrick do it, and I see Lamar do it, and I've seen him do it, and it worked.
Yes.
You know, and so it's like.
But don't get caught in that habit, because what you have become right now in this short period of time is Brett Favre 2.0.
Right.
Uh-oh.
And even though Brett won a Super Bowl, and he's gone, and he's in the Hall of Fame and all those sort of things, he cost his team a whole lot of success by doing that.
Yeah. You know, guys, I will point this out on the other side. Despite the interceptions, Allen's been really accurate this season. Only 14% of his passes have actually been off target. That's the best rate of his career.
And clearly,
so that's part of it, right?
You're right. And I love that we're not talking about talent.
No, we're talking about
we're talking about small margins.
Yeah, and we're going to see him in the Super Bowl potentially, so we're holding him to these standards.
I think the worst thing Buffalo's coaches can do is make a big deal about this.
Yeah, just keep moving on, but maybe change some things.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.